my students. Sorry that I couldn't come to you because I was not feeling well. So here we meet again with Richard Cory by Edwin Arlington Robinson. So we should always know looks are always deceiving. The very poem about it is Richard Cory. Looks are always deceiving. You're not you don't actually know what you see. It can be it can be right or wrong. It can be something completely different as to what you see and what you believe and what is inside. So it's a narrative poem that explores the contrast between appearance and reality through the eyes of ordinary townspeople. You know, Edward Arlington Robinson, he presents Richard Cory as wealthy, handsome, right, respected, and seemingly perfect man. However, the shocking ends reveals that external success does not guarantee the inner happiness. So, it was written in 1897. A narrative poem told from the perspective of the townspeople. Right. So it highlights the dangers of judging people solely by outward appearances, challenges the belief that wealth and social status bring happiness. It's not happiness all the time, even though you can see a rich person. Being rich is not always happy. So we believe when we talk about Richard Cory. Normally, the townspeople they admire Richard Cory whenever he walks, whenever the way the handsomely, the way how handsome he is, wealthy, elegant, educated, and polite. Because of these qualities, the townspeople envy him. They were envious and wish they could live his life. Always we think, okay, if we can be like him or if we can be like her. Everybody is carrying their own hell with them. So you cannot like to have another person's destiny. We don't know what people are carrying with them, right? There can be so many agonies. However, what happens now? They were talking about him. They were envying about him, and on a calm summer night, unexpectedly he commits suicide. This shocking end shows that despite his outward appearance perfection, he was suffering internally. Maybe something really must have gone wrong. So it's four quatrains, four stanzas in the line, with four lines each, four stanzas. Regular rhythm creates a calm, orderly atmosphere. The smooth structure makes the final tragedy more shocking because things were like slowly lingering one by one. Suddenly, as it is, this final tragedy, smooth structure shows a final tragedy, and it's more shocking. We never expected this tragedy out of the calmness that the poet brought us. A collective voice always it is given. The poem is narrated by we people on the pavement, that is, therefore, the speaker represents the entire community. What is the significance here? Readers see Richard Cory only through the eyes of others. We never hear Cory's thoughts. We don't know what really his plight was. This limitation helps create the surprise ending. So we don't know what really it is. So, whenever Richard Cory went downtown, we people on the pavement looked at him. So, because he attracts attention wherever he goes, he's admired by everyone, right? Gentleman from sole to crown, from top to bottom, means gentleman from head to toe, suggests refinement and nobility. Imperially slim, imperially suggests royalty. You know, for townspeople, he was like a king, king like. That is what you mean by that, superior. So, the theme, admiration. social status, appearance, that is given in the very first stanza. So, what do you talk about the next one? And he was always quietly irate, and he was always human when he talked, but still he fluttered pulses when he said good morning, and he glittered when he walked. He was shining when he walked, right? You see, always human when he talked, friendly and approachable, treats others with respect, right? That is what you mean by fluttered pulses. Okay, and then uh, Cory dresses elegantly but not extravagantly. I mean, not excessively dressing. He remains humble despite his wealth. Okay, and people become excited in his presence, shows admiration and fascination. Glittered when he walked, symbolizes his charm and brilliance. Okay, suggests he shines above ordinary people. He's dazzling when he walks. You know, the theme shows here in the second public image and hero worship. Okay, he's being worshipped likewise. And when you go to stanza 3, and he was rich, yes, richer than a king, you see. He was rich, richer than a king. Cory possesses immense wealth. So much wealth he possesses. Okay. He is graceful, educated, and sophisticated. Okay. We thought that he was everything. We thought that he was everything that we are, what we are not. This is a very important line. Shows the townspeople assumptions indicates that their understanding is incomplete. Foreshadows the ending, and well, we thought that he is everything that we are not. Right? Envy, jealousy, misjudgment, idealization. You idealize people like that way. It's wrong. Now, in fine, we thought that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. I wish that I am in his place, like we wish we were there. I wish I were you, like that way. Right? So that is what it is. So on we worked and waited for the light and went without the meat and cursed the bread. And Richard Cory, one calm summer night, went home and put a bullet through his head. How tragic. So, so on we worked and waited for the light. The townspeople suffer hardship. They continue working while dreaming of a better future. Important phrase, went without meat. We went to bed very hungrily. We went to bed in hunger. Okay? Poverty, lack of necessities, and curse the bread. Dissatisfaction with life. You see, so on we worked and waited for the light and went without the meat and cursed the bread. What do you mean? You're dissatisfied with life, frustration and suffering. Went home and put a bullet through his head. While we are cursing our bread, Richard Cory, one calm summer night, went home and put a bullet through his head. Not a drastic weather, just a calm summer night. Right? Significance of this lasting, sudden, and shocking ending completely changes the reader's understanding of the poem. It's kind of an anticlimax. What you really you never expected this ending. It reveals that wealth does not guarantee happiness, obviously. So, what are the major themes which goes on with the poem? Appearance versus reality, obviously, is that absolutely. Appearance is rich, Cory, rich, handsome, respected, successful. In reality, what can that be? Emotionally troubled, unhappy, or isolated? We don't know. We don't know his plight. We don't know how he suffered, right? So, what is the message given here? People are not always what they seem, right? Number two of the themes, envy. The townspeople envy Richard Cory because he's wealthy, he's admired, he seems to have perfect life. So, being jealous is always very difficult, very dangerous. We are jealous for an illusion rather than reality. Sometimes we become jealous of the people who have cars, vehicles, I mean, uh, unbelievable possessions, unseen money. How are these people having this? Right? We are like that way. We are thinking, okay, we are getting jealous. I take the weed as a general term. That doesn't belong everything, right? Everybody here. So, isolation, another theme. Although admired by everyone, nobody truly understands Cory. He remains emotionally distant. Popularity does not prevent loneliness. Even though you're popular, you're being very famous, you're loved by people, that doesn't mean that you're not lonely. You can be utterly lonely in your own life, right? A person can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. You remember Diana Spencer? How the way she was loved, but she was utterly alone in her own mental disaster. Likewise, according to all the personal paraphernalia she went through with all that, right? So that is one thing. And also, if you read Diana, her true story, the book, you will understand her better, how she suffered without judging from outward appearances and things like that. Wealth and happiness, another theme. The poems questions the belief that money is equal to happiness. To a certain extent, yes, but with Cory, it's no. Richard Cory has wealth, status, respect, yet he's not happy. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been dead by now. He wouldn't have killed himself like. Material success cannot guarantee emotional well being. It is a significant message there. And the social class. What is the social class here? Contrast. Richard Cory, wealth, elegant, admired, appears successful. Townspeople, poor, ordinary, struggling, working hard. What is the message? Class differences create misunderstanding and false assumptions. We assume things falsely most of the time. Class appearances, they do like that way, right? So, uh, what are the poetic techniques used here? Definitely, most importantly, irony, situational irony. The townspeople believe Richard Cory is happy. He is not. He commits suicide. If not, he wouldn't have done that. If so, creates shock and reinforces the theme of appearance versus reality. Repetition. And he was always. Repetition. Effect. Emphasizes Cory's consistency, shows continuous admiration, creates a smooth rhythm. And he was rich and admirably and went without. And Richard Cory, like that way. Smooth rhythm, but it is his consistency given, but later on is a calamity. Imagery, visual imagery, imperial slim, creates a great image of royalty. Glittered when he walked, creates a shining, dazzling, attractive image. Okay, and makes Cory appear extraordinary. Right? Alliteration, went without, curse the bread, adds musical quality, draws attention to the townspeople's suffering. And the contrast is used as a technique between wealth and poverty, appearance and reality, public success and private suffering. Outwardly, it is a success, privately, suffering. Calmness and violence. This contrast strengthens the poem's message. Okay. Foreshadowing. We thought that he was everything. We are thinking like that way. Suggests that the townspeople may be mistaken. Okay, now most importantly, symbols. Richard Cory represents, what are the symbols? Richard Cory symbols represent success, wealth, social prestige. Townspeople, they represent ordinary society, people who judge by appearances. The light represents hope, the better future. Bullet represents, what is that? Hidden despair, tragic reality. Tone, again, Another literary technique. The beginning admiring, respectful, envious. Ending shocking, tragic, disturbing. Why? What has happened? What on earth has happened? What might have happened? We are thinking. Sudden shift intensifies, making it higher the impact of the poem. Right. Let me tell you the important quotations and significance. What is the this might come to the exam, not might in the sense it is always there. Gentleman from soul to crown, complete refinement and dignity, imperially slim, that is royal and superior appearance. Gentleman from soul to crown means complete refinement and dignity, imperially slim, royal and superior appearance, right? Fluttered pulses, admiration and excitement, richer than a king, that is, extreme wealth. We thought that he was everything, foreshadowing and mistaken assumptions. So these are the most important quotations. Went without the meat, that is, you see, so on worked. On we worked and waited for the light, and went without the meat and cursed the bread. So, poverty and hardships. And dissatisfaction with life, curse the bread means. Okay? Put a bullet through his head, shocking climax and irony. So, that is what it is. What is the central message of the poem? Most importantly, people should never judge others solely by their outward appearance because wealth, my dear children, status and success can hide deep emotional pain. Don't ever think one is so happy because he or she is having money, having good dresses, having a good smile. No, this is the most important idea in Richard Cory and should be included in almost every essay answer about the poem. It has to be there whenever that you have to write. People should never judge others solely by their outward appearance, right? Looks are deceiving. Like Iago says in Othello, I am not what I am, right? You remember, if you do, I think it was in the previous syllabus, Othello was done for advanced level literature, but now it's Tempest, I guess, right? I guess it's that. So it's Iago says always, I am not what I am. Actually, looks are deceiving. Likewise, Richard Cory. Okay, so I'll see you very soon with another poem with the techniques as well as an exam question, also, right? Until I meet again, study well and follow up the videos and work hard. Uh, this is July, August, September, October, November. It's almost less than 5 months, right? So I'll see you again. Bye for you all. Bye for now. And until we meet again, right? See you soon. Thank you very much.